Yes, in the spring.
I do want to tell the story about how we rigged the system to be in the same. Dude, that was,
Yeah, just
I
quickly
was
tell that
so
story.
proud of us. I was like, I'm a genius. And everyone in this class's mind just got blown. And our drum teacher was furious.
Oh my
And
God.
I was so happy that day. I was like, it was the greatest thing.
Oh, that guy. Dude.
I know.
Alright, so yeah, we can quickly tell that story and then we
Okay,
can sign
yeah.
off. Yeah.
But
So yeah, Kyle and I were in drama all throughout like high school theater. We were together, and we would constantly do scenes together. That's
Yeah.
kind of how we like got to bond. We kind of bonded over our hatred over our
People
drama.
in general,
yeah,
yeah.
well, people in general, but specifically our drama teacher, who was just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he
again,
kinda was.
it kind of like what I was mentioning with the math teacher is that he was one of those teachers who was trying to relive his high school glory days.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so he would intentionally cast people that were
Like
like him or not, and he would intentionally. He didn't want people to be better than him, and I'm like,
No.
that is against a philosophy as a teacher,
Yeah.
where you teach everything that you know to a student, so
supposed
then
to
they
make
become
them better.
Yeah, make them better than you.
Yeah.
It's a whole philosophy of
That's
a
why
teacher to student relationship.
Yeah, that's why teachers are so great people, most of them, because they actually like, essentially, they're just trying to give more than they already have.
Exactly.
That's why teachers should be.
To make
great
the
people.
future generations better than
Yeah.
them. But this man is not like that.
No.
He refused to acknowledge the work that we put in. Because the thing is, like, to kind of give like a brief synopsis of like what we personally, like me and Kyle did.
Yeah.
We did just to list a few. We did a musical theater scene where we did the Lola scene from Damn Yankees, which
Yeah.
is basically a striptease for a baseball player.
Yeah.
But we
this girl
changed
trying
it.
to seduce him.
Yeah, so we changed the scene from a man-to-man relationship,
Yeah.
where Kyle was this penisy white lawyer.
Yeah, this salesman.
Yeah, a salesman singing whatever Lola wants, Lola gets.
Yeah.
And I was fucking, Joe, the
Yeah,
baseball
yeah.
player.
Yeah. I was just trying to persuade.
Yeah, he was like, oh, you need a condo, whatever Lola wants,
Yeah,
Lola
yeah.
gets. And it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
He never acknowledged that.
Which I still haven't got the footage. By the
Oh!
way, because she did send it to me finally. But
Did
what
you?
happened was that, and I still am furious about this. I don't know how I get these back, but it's that my Alpine account for my school, right? Like they get rid of it once you're not a student there. So once I stopped being in high school, like
it just stopped.
I can't go get any of the stuff that was in that drive.
Right.
Like I'm sure I could call Google and figure it out,
Mm.
but I'm going to, because there's stuff in there that I can't find.
Mhm.
None of it important, but stuff I want.
Of
Like
course.
that video.
Oh, yes, I want that video so bad. Because
Yeah.
then we can fucking show it. It'd be fucking funny.
I know.
And then on top of that, too, I wrote a one-act.
Oh,
Worked
yeah.
very hard, by the way. Sleepless nights writing this 20-odd-some page one-act. And to put in
By far the best one.
Yeah, to put in comparison, everybody else wrote probably like 7 or 8 pages, and they were all, because it's high school, were all about mental health, suicide, or like Donald Trump becoming president because
Yeah.
that had just happened.
Yeah. Which is like, yeah, like none of that one act, like ours wasn't like the most amazing one act ever.
No,
It was
and like I
way
could
better.
definitely change it and refine it now.
Yeah, but like it was at least like fun.
And competent.
Yeah.
And actually funny.
Yeah, like everyone agreed ours was the best, except our drama teacher.
Yes.
He refused to admit.
Well, because this is what happened. We were all sitting down in a group, and I said, okay, my idea is I want to do like a Shakespearean version of a Christmas thing because it was around Christmas time, like of a Christmas story.
Yeah.
And Kyle was like, Home Alone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God, yes, let's do it. And so I explained. So the whole idea behind it was shows that are very simplistic in design, like theatrical productions are very simplistic in design, like Peter and the Starcatcher was like a Peter Pan-esque play.
Yeah.
Noises Off, Play That Goes Wrong, all these different shows. The whole idea behind what this was, it was this ragtag, sorry, I can't say that word, group of community theater people starting a theater troupe and performing. They called themselves the film theater performers. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But they would perform Shakespearean versions of famous movies.
Yeah.
And they would, yeah, the whole time, it was super fun to write. It was super fun to, and so yeah, like this stupid ass like fake Shakespeare that I was writing, based off of the plot of Home Alone, and using like stupid simplistic props and stuff. It was fun, but the entire time the show is going wrong.
Yeah.
The entire show is going wrong, and the only person who truly believes it is the kid that plays Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin believes that all of this is intentional because they, like that person is like, oh, like I'm such a good. Is this part of the show? And you're like, no, goddamn it, I've got glass in my shoes.
Yeah, no, you fucker.
Yeah, and so like it was.
You're killing me, literally.
Yeah, so it was super funny, but we had a terrible rehearsal process because it was such an intricate show to put on in such a short time.
Yeah.
And I fucking couldn't direct it because I was a junior at the time, and our goddamn drama teacher wanted just seniors to direct. And I was like, for the love of God.
Yeah.
I almost said his name. For the love of God, man. I was like...
There's a lot of names in this episode already. Yeah.
I was like, for the love of God, man, I wrote this. No one knows better than me how this needs to be directed or put together.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'll let you star in it. I'm like, fine. Fucking fine. I'll do that. But it's like, but, on the contrary, I get to choose who directs it. I get to choose who directs it. Someone that I trust, because
I didn't know you said that.
I did! Because
I didn't know
I'm like, none of these cuckbags can direct this shit.
No, I mean,
Because they didn't understand the concept. Especially our lovely friend, censor this.
Oh, God.
Because she was like, I don't get it. And I'm like, of course you don't get it.
Yeah,
you don't get most
you
things.
Just in general, you
Yeah.
don't get most things.
You don't get most
You don't
things.
think you get social life, you don't get anything. You know?
She once told me when I was singing one of my songs, she was like, you use your arms too much. Or no, she said, oh, no, it wasn't that. It's like, you don't use your arms enough. I'm like, what, I'm gonna sing a ballad while waving my arms like an inflatable tube?
Yeah.
Like an inflatable car dealership tube? Like, fuck off. Like, but anyway, I wrote this one act very intricately, wrote it, in my opinion, at the time, for a junior in high school, I thought very well.
Oh, yeah.
And there were things in it that I had to fucking censor and change because of his stupid ass. Like, we had to imply that one of the characters was gay.
Yeah.
But
are homophobic, and I say that.
yeah, homophobic as
On a
shit.
t-shirt. Yeah. That fucker said that the reason BYU's theater program isn't good is because there's gay people in it.
There's gay people in every theater program.
That's what he said. It's because if he's like, now if the homosexuals weren't doing what they're doing, I'm like, you fucking asshole. First of all, all the straight people in that program, quote unquote, sin just as much as any of the gay people do.
Yes.
And second of all, that has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, that has.
Yeah,
you have to censor that.
Whatever his goddamn name is, yeah, fucking asshole.
Yeah, but God, it pissed me off so bad. I nearly nearly quit class that day. I basically never came back because I was so pissed off. But the thing is, the person that I chose and the person that ended up directing it, she was fine, but it felt micro.
Wait, are you a fucking frog?
I am.
Oh.
Good lord. Okay. Anyway, continue. This game.
But she ended up kind of micromanaging instead of like directing, and I ended up kind of having to be like, kind of taking over a little bit and being like, no, this is what I mean when I say this, and it like context and stuff. And like it's supposed to.
But the great thing about having her too,
like these are the beats.
She was willing to listen to that.
I know. Well, and I
to a degree.
Well, and I was like, these are the beats that need to happen. I'm like, it's boom, 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 boom. Like these are all the comedic beats that have to happen in order for this to be funny.
Yeah.
And there came a time where I was just watching it was you and our good friend Alec.
Yeah. Oh, I love him.
Um,
I just saw him not too long ago. It's great.
yeah.
I miss. I always
How
miss
many
him.
fucking names can we censor this
I know.
episode?
There's so many.
But anyway. Anyway, the whole thing with all of that was, I was watching you two do a scene, and I was sitting next to our stupid cuck teacher, and he was just like, well, what if you change the script in terms of, where, you know, you get angry because they keep getting it wrong, and then all of a sudden, they actually do get something right, and you're like, yes, that's it. I'm like, you're missing the goddamn point. I'm like, the whole idea of this is that it just insinuates into this whole chaotic thing that ends up becoming his downfall because he's getting arrested at the end of the show.
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
Yes.
Although
I could
the
rewrite.
performance wasn't my
Oh,
favorite.
yeah, no, because I wrote it to be like Louis C.K.-esque, like, all right, now what's going on here? Like this like this Michigan-y kind of
Cop, yeah.
cop. Yeah, and like, I was like, nothing in this can't be taken too seriously. I'm like, the only person that has to take it like quote unquote seriously is the director, who's also in it, like in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, it pissed me off so bad because I was like, everything
I just
kind of
wanted
like,
my toy. Yeah. I never got that.
it would have been so good.
I know. I wanted.
Kyle had like a toy train that he wanted to put into the.
Well, it was this. It was like a
Pencil.
Pioneer cart.
Yeah, it was a pencil sharpener.
Yeah, with like horses, and I wanted my character to just have it in
Just
the
all
show
the time.
and be playing it with it the whole show.
Yeah, the whole
And
show.
the director's constantly getting fucking furious with him.
Yeah, just
And
like,
our
for God's
actual
sake.
director didn't want me to have it because she was already getting furious with me playing with it.
Which is funny.
And I was like, see, it makes perfect sense. It's a real thing.
There's just so many things I would have done different.
Maybe
I
we
would-
can put that recording somehow. I mean, I don't know, it's tough
It's tough.
with other people in it,
I
but,
could
like-
probably put the script up
Oh, yeah.
because I've re-edited the script to the point where
We really want someone to thief it though.
no, because it'd be a Google Docs and they could only view it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I guess other productions could do it. Like, you guys could pay
Oh
us.
yeah, royalties.
We just have to
please.
copyright it, yeah.
Yeah, well, and then anyway, so there was a long thing, and then the last thing that Kyle and I did, we did a scene from Odd Couple, which is what this story leads to.
Oh,
Cause,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we kept being scene partners in all these scenes because we worked the best together. We
Yeah.
didn't want to work with anybody else,
Yeah.
and we were the best two people in that class that knew what we were doing, and so that's why we communicated well together.
But yeah, eventually our drama teacher he just got too petty where at that point he was like, I don't want you guys working together anymore. I think in his mind he was like, well, it's just because I don't want you guys working with other students. And we're like, we have worked with other students before.
Oh, yeah.
We had other friends that we'll do scenes with and everything, like obviously our one act had
Yeah,
other
we
kids in
had
it.
other people in it.
So, but yeah, when it came, I think it was still junior year. It was at the end, and he was like, all right, we're doing another partner scenes, but this time he had like this whole system to make it random, essentially. And we didn't even know what was going on at the beginning of class. Like, that was the craziest thing, it was like luck that we janked the system.
Well,
Because at the
what had
beginning of
happened-
class, he was like cutting up.
Names.
He came into class, he had this paper, and he was cutting up all of these pieces of paper. And he was doing it because Abram and I sat right next to his desk.
Yeah,
Not
right
because-
next to
Not
it.
because we wanted to, but because it was like this back corner, which also explains how great of a teacher he was. He liked sitting as far from everyone else. And we were always there, but like, man, if we could have picked like any other corner to be away from him and students, we would have done it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like,
Oh well, and what sucked too is that a little like mini side tangent.
Yeah.
Everybody else, because like the thing is, we were loved in that class. We really like.
well, we sat there, and then soon after
yeah,
a while,
everybody started coming to that corner. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn it! Like this is not what we wanted.
I know, we had like 6 people trying to sit right next to us. And I'm like, I mean, fine, but like, god damn it, how are we supposed to talk?
Yeah.
Without you guys interrupting us. Anyway, but, yeah, so we're sitting in that, right by this table where our drama teacher he finally finishes cutting up all these pieces of paper and puts them on the table there and starting class or whatever and talking to everybody. And while he's doing that,
I see a piece of paper on the floor.
Yeah.
That has, was it my name or no? It was your name.
Yeah. Well, you pick it up and you show it to me, and I'm like, oh, and I just take it and I hold it, and then our drama teacher comes and starts grabbing all the names, and me and Abram are first like, oh shoot, I need to put my name. I need to give it back to him. And then I was kind of like, nah, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. So I hold on to my name still. And our drama teacher's like, alright, so I have everyone's names here. I'm going to put them in a little hat. And
there's a bowl.
We're going to, yeah, or a little bowl. And you were like, we're going to decide, this is how we're doing scene partners, because I want everyone to be working with new people.
Fuck.
And so he's like, so basically, I'm going to pull a name. And whoever it is, I'm going to give them the bowl, and they pull a name. And those are the two partners. And then I pull a name again. And so I was like, oh, God, I think... And I was like, so it's a 50-50 shot, because if he pulls... Like, because any student could pull Abram's names.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just praying that they don't. I pray that
so I was hoping
I
almost said his name, that the teacher pulled my name first.
And after a while, it was just fucking
Yeah, so I think,
up.
because it was your name, because then when he said my name, I had your name.
I gave you mine.
Yeah, in my hand, in my palm.
And you put your hand
and
in
I'm like pretending, like tension, I'm like, oh,
and
God,
everyone,
okay.
the best part is everyone in the class knew. They didn't know that we janked the system, but they all knew that we only wanted to work with each other, and that Abram was reaching in, praying he got me. And our drama teacher, like everyone, that moment was, oh my God, what if he picks Kyle? And our drama teacher, I know, is just like, for fuck's sake, please don't pick Kyle. And I was just so excited because Abram is.
I pull my fist out with the already planted Kyle name in my hand. Pull it out. Then I build that tension very nicely and like just breathe out. Kyle.
And everyone's like, oh my fucking. Our drama teacher was
like,
so
slowly
goddamn.
shook his head at us.
He was just fucking furious, and I was like, oh, your system didn't fucking work. Dude, I would love to go back and rewatch that fucking day. Just to see that goddamn moment. That's the greatest fucking
You're
moment.
so proud of ourselves.
I was like,
that's the thing, is
yeah.
that what was so weird about that class is that, like, we were just two normal students. Like, we didn't say or pretend that we were better than anybody. Like, we just did our work in that class.
Yeah.
It was like any other class. You just do your work and you do it well and then you get an A. The problem is that the only way to get an A in that damn class was to suck his fucking cock.
Seriously.
Yeah, and everybody else would suck his fucking cock and kiss his ass. And we refused to do that because I'm like, no. I'm like, we just want to do our work.
Yeah.
Can we just do our jobs?
Can we learn?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't learn.
No, I know. I'm like, can we just be in a drama class?
Yeah, the last thing before we sign off here.
We should just make this another episode.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we'll just go to 60 and then cut it down.
Yeah.
And we'll just have like a cold open and make a little thing. It's like, oh, we just kept talking.
Yeah, we just kept talking the entire time. Yeah, no, but anyway, it just what pisses me off about the whole thing is that, the fact that we were liked by everybody in that class. Like, everybody genuinely enjoyed us. They enjoyed the performances that we did for that class. Mm-hmm. Like, and we weren't really assholes about it.
No.
But the only asshole was the fucking penis sitting 3 feet away from us.
I know.
To our goddamn right.
He was just so. I think that's really what it came to, though. He was very petty that we always were together and always doing well.
We were always doing well. Like, everything that we pumped out was consistently good.
He didn't like that he knew that we could do well without him, like, approving it. Right? Because in his mind, he was like, well,
I need to direct it and teach. I need to teach you.
He's like, because he definitely wanted to be the guy to, like, bring him to this part. And he was like, he knew we were already there.
Yeah, and the fact that we were doing everything by ourselves
Yeah, he didn't like it.
He didn't like that.
And
No.
I'm just like, motherfucker, like, if you can't teach us, then you let us do our shit.
Well, and not only that, but I'm like, also, when it comes to, like, that level of high school theater, I personally feel that there needs to be some sort of level of accountability in terms of, like, can you let the students do their own work, and if there's something wrong,
yeah, then you fix it.
Then you fix it.
Yeah.
But he never did that, and he always,
I mean, but that's the other thing, is that he would then do that with other students. Like, when he got to a point where he didn't actually know what he was doing, he would very often opt to, like, just full on be like, well, it's your guys' is, like, mostly in his shows, he was, like, too lazy to actually, like, really try to, not lazy, but, like, he just didn't know what he was doing, so he couldn't
No, because
tell us
to
what
kind of
do.
preface that point is, and he flat out told us, like, first day, because the thing is, before he became our teacher, I actually knew him.
Yeah.
I had actually done a show with him, and I knew him. I knew of him. And so when I heard he got the job, I'm like, oh, that's great. Because I was like, oh, he's a great guy, you know, all this stuff, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And the thing is, based off of our last drama teacher that we had sophomore year,
Yeah.
he was a lot more organized than
Yeah.
our other drama teacher. Like, just...
They were very opposite in their pros and cons.
Yeah,
And
but
her
the
pros
thing is,
were way more useful than his.
well, I loved her, like, our sophomore teacher, drama teacher, because even though she was, like, completely unorganized and scatterbrained all the time, she was also super knowledgeable, super passionate, super helpful, and she was encouraging.
Oh, yeah.
Super encouraging of all of her students.
Well, there's someone you could actually trust.
Someone you can trust, and someone that you knew wasn't trying to relive their high school glory days and be like...
Yeah.
Because something that pisses me off about him is that he literally...
We're talking about Gabe, right?
Gabe.
This whole time, he was like, we're talking about Gabe, right?
Yeah,
we
Gabe.
fucking hate him. Yeah.
No, so anyway, we, the problem that I had with him is that he would gossip with the girls all the time. Like, he would be a high school gossip all the time. Like, there was shit that came out about me that I didn't want getting out, but somebody said something about, you know, someone I had kissed or whatever. And he's like, so you kissed so-and-so? I'm like, for the love of God. I'm like,
Well, I remember
fucking
being there during that.
Oh, yeah, Kana was there.
I was there when she was telling him this story about you, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why does he have to have anything to do with this? I was like, for one, I was like, shame on you should be telling this story to anyone, because this is a weird story, you should just leave it to yourself.
Yeah.
And then she was like, talking to him about it, and I'm like, he's a freaking... And he was acting like a high schooler about it.
He's like, oh, like, really?
He was like, oh,
like,
weird.
it's like
And
some
then,
weird Machiavellian shit in which he's like, oh, I know something about you. Like, almost blackmail, in a sense. I felt like I was kind of being, like, blackmailed by him when he was like, no, I know something about you. I'm like, the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I've had a clean record this whole time. I kiss one girl and I have to tell you? I'm like, I'll tell you every time I fart, too, for the love of God. Like, Jesus.
I'll tell you every fucking time I eat at Arctic Circle how shitty it is.
Oh, that's a story I have to tell.
This bitch-ass drama teacher lost his goddamn shit.
So, context, we walk into class one day, and so, typically, the tradition in the Utah theater, like, high school theater circle, is that after closing night, you'd go to, like, a Wendy's or, like, some place with, like, milkshakes and fries.
Yeah.
And you would go there
Just go to
and
hang
celebrate.
out.
Yeah, just go to hang out, whatever. I hate it. I never went, because I did not do high school theater, and I fucking hated that tradition. I'm just like, fuck you all. I don't care about you. But it just pissed me off, and so one time Kyle and I went into class, and we were talking about, there's this place called Iceberg, which is basically...
It's not around anymore.
It's not around anymore. It went out of business,
Goddamn
sadly.
shame, but
But they have, this is in quotes, milkshakes. And the reason why I say that is because they're hand-spun milkshakes, meaning that they're literally just ice cream just spun with a spoon and then served to you. And I'm like, God damn. Like, milkshake, there's literally the first ingredient in a milkshake is in the fucking name of milkshake. You have to fucking put milk in it to make it drinkable.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a drinkable, it's just ice cream, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, that's not... So
I mean, nowadays, I think they call it a concrete mixer.
Which,
And, which is then I'm like, all right, thank you for acknowledging these two are very different
they're
things.
very different things. They're not. It's not a milkshake, but this place would call it a milkshake, like flat out.
Yeah.
And so Kyle and I were just kind of shitting about like, oh god, like, because it was.
Well, and it's just funny to shit on too. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
we're
like it was just one of those places where you're like, oh, this is a joint that doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and like it's not like the food is awful, but like it's not anything you really want to care about. So we were just like,
it has the same quality as like a Dairy Queen.
yeah, and so we were just like, oh yeah, fuck iceberg, and we were just kind of making jokes about
Yeah,
it.
and like in front of the kind of the whole class before class started and stuff, like the bell, like before the bell rang, and everybody was like hearing us and stuff, and they were laughing too. Like it was like, oh, that's like an iceberg. Like why iceberg? And then
we were talking about, and then we got a tangent about. I was like, well, what other goddamn shit shows are out there?
yeah, it was like, well,
food-wise.
well, there's Arctic Circle, which is a Utah-run fast food place.
Yeah, I don't know if it's outside of Utah, but definitely like the shittiest one I know of. Besides then the other shit one, which I think is only actually.
No, that's the one that you're about to mention is the one that pissed me off.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it makes.
Because
me so
Arctic Circle he was fine with.
Yeah, and then it was as soon as I shit on goddamn Skippers. This fucking drama teacher lost his goddamn shit. He was like so pissy, and again, like a high school student, he's just like,
you know,
some people like
some people like Skippers.
Yeah, he's like, well, some people like eating at those places, and you making fun of them did not, or something about that. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker, it's a food joint.
I'm like,
and it's
you
not
either
just a
like it
food
or
joint.
you don't. Most people
Goddamn
don't.
Skippers.
I'm like, it's frozen fish.
In Utah, there are one kind of fish in Utah. Shitfish. There's trout, which are good, and then shitfish. And guess what? There's no goddamn trout at Skippers. It's fucking cod and all the other fish that they
That's
eat
not
on
real.
the coast.
Yeah, where do you import that from?
Yeah, and I hear that Skippers other places, like in Washington, isn't so bad. I'm like,
you
oh,
can't import fish from California to Utah.
Yeah,
you
not
don't live
that
on a
well.
coast. No.
Yeah, just like, god damn it. There's a reason Skippers is cooter. There's a reason it sucks big fucking cock.
Did you say his name?
Fuck yeah.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Yeah, but it just pisses me off because I'm like, it's fast food. You either like it or you don't. Most people don't like McDonald's, but they eat there anyway.
Yeah. But also, like, how is roasting McDonald's, like, offensive?
I know, I've offended
You
Ray
know, like,
Kroc and Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, like, I eat
The Ronald McDonald Church itself.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single place I eat that I care that much about.
Yeah.
And if there was one for anyone.
Zaxby's.
Zaxby's.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh yeah, I mean if people roast Zaxby's, they'll fucking kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only valid point to taking offense to that is if you own the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
If you own the restaurant and people are roasting the shit out of it, then it hurts their feelings.
No, and I get that.
But guess what? This motherfucker owned a math degree.
That
That's
was the point I was gonna bring up. Is I'm like,
That's
he
all he
got
owned.
this job because the principal of the school was like, oh, well, we need another math teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know drama stuff?
Yeah, it was like,
The
oh,
drama
and
teacher.
you were alumni here, and you know drama stuff. I'm like, well, and the thing is, the reason why is because it was a part-time math job, and the drama teacher job is already a part-time job because you're only teaching on half the days anyway.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, well, I need to teach full-time, so I'm going to be a math teacher and a drama teacher because I know drama. I'm like, you don't know anything about drama. Like,
Yeah.
you have a math degree and you've done some shows.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. Like he graduated not with an ability to educate theater students.
No.
He
Well, and
graduated-
clearly with us, he didn't know what he was doing, and it showed because we were like,
Well, the borderline math students. The
I'm
math
like,
students.
you are trying to emotionally manipulate us to care about the fact, because he would always cry. He'd always cry in the middle of class to try to emotionally manipulate us. Like one time, literally what he said to me was, he was like, well, you know, because this is when I was talking about like the directing job, like, for my one act. I was like, why the hell? Why can't I? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I'm the writer. Why shouldn't I be able to direct it?
Yeah.
Like, it's because I promised the seniors that I would, and they had this opportunity and all this stuff. And then he goes on this tangent, just like, it's like if a production of Les Mis and their Fantine gets pregnant, then someone has to step into the role and learn it in 2 days. It's kind of like that. Just start trying to emotionally manipulate me by crying, and I'm like, clearly you don't know how the theater system works, because I'm like,
first of all,
if I'm like, one, they'd be contracted, and this woman who would play Fantine would be clearly smart enough to not get herself pregnant during a job in which requires her to play a character that shouldn't be pregnant.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And even if they should be pregnant, you don't want to actually be pregnant.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's fucking awful. It would be
Like, that's the thing, is I feel like that in that kind of terms they have like strict policies and terms about that. But anyway, number two, every single role on Broadway or a tour or the West End or wherever you're performing, sorry, I just burped.
You're good.
Wherever you're performing has either understudies or standbys.
Yeah.
Which, if they can't perform that day, whether in the middle of the show, before the show, anything like that, they're immediately on.
Yeah.
They're immediately called to action, and they get that costume on, get that mic on, and they're on stage. The next scene.
Yeah.
I was baffled by it. I'm like, how do you not know that?
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody wouldn't step into the role and learn it in 2 days unless, like, all of your fucking standbys were pregnant.
Oh my god. Could you imagine?
All the standbys.
Where are the 8 Fontines?
They're all pregnant, sir! I got the test bag right here!
All out of nowhere, too! What? How are they not pregnant and now they're 7 months in? I don't know, sir!
Well, that's the thing, is like, I'm like, pregnancy wouldn't affect a show. In fact, I'm currently in a show right now.
Yeah, if she got pregnant, they'd either fucking notice.
Caden's coming to my show tomorrow. Caden, you'll see. There is a 5-month pregnant woman on stage, kicking it up during step-in time.
God damn.
Pregnancy doesn't matter.
Yeah, god damn. Jesus.
It doesn't matter in that regard. Anyway, we have been talking way too long. We'll split this up into 2 episodes. I'll make a disclaimer between the first and second episode.
Just 1 more second.
1 more second?
Finish this cutscene. There's
One.
ghosts.
No, I'll give you a second.
There's
Anyway,
fucking ghosts in this place.
that was the horror that Kyle and I had to live throughout high school.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it got so bad for me, at least, to the point where, because, I mean, lucky for me, I had other outlets, and I had other ways. Like, I lived close by the school at the time, and I didn't really want to associate myself with him, or the school, or that drama department, whatever. And so I would kind of, I graduated early. I graduated a semester early, to Kyle's dismay.
I know.
Because Kyle had to suffer.
Well, I guess it was alright. Not that it was alright, but I didn't have to be an MDT anymore, and that let me do choir, which paid off because I got to go on the tour, and that
was like Disneyland or whatever, right?
No, that was
Oh, you
year.
were awesome.
And it was sick because I made a deal with the choir teacher that he'd pay like the $300 if I just edited his music for him.
Oh,
Well, it was super easy.
There you
He
go.
did it, and it took me like it didn't take me that long. I just made all of his choirs sound better.
Just turn up the volume.
Yeah. Well, he wanted me to like give it all this like ambient sound and everything. I was like, I can do that, but
That's
like,
easy.
yeah. But also like, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to pay
Anyway.
me $300 for it, but I'll take it. You know?
Yeah.
So it was sick. Free trip to Seattle,
My homeland.
my homeland. Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
I was birthed there
I had the best fried chicken when I was there I've ever had.
from Zaxby's.
Yeah,
Nice.
from the from Washington Zaxby's.
All right. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Hugs and kisses, holding hands when nights are long. And in the fall.